I've become a lot more aware of the concept of really what literacy is. Like literacy, when we're talking about linguistic literacy. I don't know if there's another term for it. I saw this video the other day about this study that there are like so many people in the US who are functionally illiterate. And the study isn't actually backed up, and it was something like 30% of adults are functionally illiterate. That study was like, well, it's not even a study, it's just like some random company's webpage that they don't cite, and the creator of the video couldn't find anything that backed that up. So that stat is probably bullshit. But there was it then jumped into a deeper discussion of what it actually means to be literate. And it's not exactly what you think. Usually we just think, oh, it means you can read. But what is it specifically? Like, what does it mean? It's not just reading. Like, there are multiple levels of literacy. There's phonetics, such as you can look at letters and you know the sounds the letters can make and maybe how they go together, like a TH makes a th sound. And then, okay, you can put those letters together into chunks, and then you can sound out those chunks, and you can read words. Then it's knowing what the words mean. And then it's knowing what two words mean together. And then it's knowing what words mean in a sentence. And then you add in, like, different punctuations and more complex sentences. And then it's what multiple sentences mean in a paragraph. And it's this... And then, like, how other paragraphs relate to each other that are close together about, like, is this the same topic? Is this a different thing? If they're about the same topic, how do you know that? How do you make connections between multiple paragraphs? How do you make them across an entire book? Literacy is basically how well you can take concepts and connect them to each other, make connections, and how widely you can apply that. What is the widest breadth that you can apply your understanding to? Can you actually read an entire book and understand what happens in it, what it means, why it happened, and be able to crunch that down into some sort of an analysis, like a simple theme statement? And these are just, like, skills that we try to teach children. Like, children can do it. And a lot of people never get past a certain level of that. They never get past a certain, like, you can show them something and they can understand a sentence, and they can generally understand sentences, like, strung together, but they really cannot make connections between broader ideas. And in some level, those people are functionally illiterate. I run into that with my YouTube comments. I've been getting these... Okay, so, the Rogue Warrior video is the video that keeps on giving, because for as many nice comments I get, and you know what? The majority of the comments on that video are very flattering, which is great, because it feeds my ego. But, man, once you have that many views on a video, you start getting some real specimens in your comments section. Multiple, like... I keep a folder on my phone of screenshots, just screenshots of funny comments. And let me tell you, there are multiple guys that are now, like, legends within my friend group of, oh my god, that guy. He commented again. He's still going at it in the replies. And one thing that I've been dealing with recently on the Rogue Warrior video is a weird complaint. Literally this morning, I opened my phone and I got a comment that said, "This is a good video, but I think you really failed to distinguish between reality and fiction. I couldn't tell which was which most of the time." And I just read that, and I reread it a couple times just to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding it, because I cannot even begin to imagine what was confusing about that video. Like, I can't even step for a moment into this person's shoes. The game is obviously fictional. It's a video game. The book is his autobiography, which Now, mind you, there are definitely some fake stories in there, but for the purposes of the analysis, I basically took the whole book in good faith. That this is, at the very least, how he chose to represent himself. This is how he chose to write about himself and his life and his experiences. I didn't have to go digging to expose his lies or things that he did. There was a little bit, I guess, with like the red cell stuff that he neglected to mention and some of the court case stuff. But for the vast majority of the video, I am just telling you what he wants you to know about him. He proudly published the book where he goes, yeah, I basically just like participated in sex trafficking in Cambodia. It was fucking awesome. I loved having sex with those slave girls. It was so sick how they had no say in that at all. Like, it was so awesome how I cheated on my wife. Oh god. So I don't understand how you could watch that and be like, wait, was that fake? I also said pretty clearly at the start of the video, he did military service, got discharged, and then wrote an autobiography, and afterwards wrote a series of fictional books starring himself. And I am talking about the autobiography, like I am showing pictures from his life, like from his military service in Vietnam. I don't understand how you could be confused. And there's a scary number of people out there in the world just like that, who cannot make connections between like pieces of information. They just can't connect them. It freaks me out a little bit. Anyway,